Eric, when you got involved in football, were you ever aware of the raw emotion you could go through in just 90 minutes of a day? Reference Tuesday night, of course.
How about Saturday as well as Sunderland? I think we sort of understood it, but until you're there, you don't really actually know. And, as the season's progressed, it's obviously gotten more stressful. Nervy, I guess you guys call it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The whole, it's been an unbelievably stressfully exciting end of the season.
1 second we're scoring, the next they're going up the other end and scoring. You can't make that up, can you?
Obviously, we would have it reversed, but I think it over the whole season, and obviously it weighs out both ways. So I think we have game Saturday, then now we're in the playoffs, and it's there's still a good chance to get promotion. So I think we got to focus in and just concentrate on the end of the season.
Is your blood pressure good? Will it stand the playoffs?
Right now? Now I'm settled. As far as Tuesday night, it was crazy. And again, the Sunderland game was incredibly intense. Yeah. And then even when we watch back home on iFollow, it's been incredibly, the goal in Burton during extra time, and then the Coventry game. So yeah, it's been, we've been running an emotional wave over the last couple of weeks.
I suppose with any kind of success, that's the feeling you're going to have, isn't it? Is it you get nearer that line?
Well, or is it the Portsmouth way, where we just make it a little bit more stressful than it needs to be?
You're learning.
Oh yeah, yes.
Be honest, I mean, when you watch an ice hockey game or an American football game, is there that level of emotion that you suffered on Tuesday night in those sort of games, or is it a different kind of emotion?
I gotta say, I think it's sport in general. There was a play in American football at the end of the game for the New Orleans Saints, which was worse than anything we've had this year. It was in the championship game. It was against the LA team, actually. Mm-hmm. And there was a pass interference call that they didn't call, and it was clearly pass interference. And the New Orleans people are going to remember that for forever. Mm-hmm. And that was to go to the championship. So that's sports. I mean, it's the good and the bad, and as much as it goes against you, it goes for you, and doesn't make it any easier, though.
Now, we'll all agree that there was honour in defeat the other night. So, are you and your family happy with the way things are going generally?
This has been an amazing season. I mean, obviously, it's close off Tuesday, and what we say is you need to have short-term memory so you get ready for Saturday. But we're extremely happy with the season. I would have to say, when you look at this team as a whole, this is a great team. They've achieved a lot. We still have a lot to go, so I don't think it's used as a past tense, but we have the whole playoffs ahead of ourselves. There's a lot to play for, and as Kenny always says, this is what you play for. We have a cup win, third place right now, hopefully finishing in third. The seeding, I think, will matter. So yeah, it's been an incredible season, but it's not done. So we will talk to you after it's all done, and we can give you, but overall, extremely happy, absolutely.
But whatever the eventual outcome, and there'll only be one or two, you can look at it and get the feel that this club's on the march again. Do you get that feeling?
100%. I mean, we've had progression each year, and we hope to do that, and I'll use a term I haven't used in a while because some of the fans get on me, but the brick by brick mentality, the trust the process mentality, we aim to each year just take steps to get everything on the pitch, off the pitch, and I think we're absolutely accomplishing that.
The brickies are laying those bricks at quite a fast rate. Did you ever expect to be this fast so soon?
It's a great question. I don't think we knew how fast they'd all be laid, but it's been, again, I can only look back on this season and think of positives.
Now, I saw a picture of you the other day, social media, on a flight from London to Newcastle, en route to Sunderland, and there you were with all these Pompey fans. You looked one of the lads. I mean...
Well, here's the perspective. I was flying from Los Angeles. When I woke up, it was dark. I flew from New York to London, got to Heathrow. Then I usually drive to Portsmouth, and you get in like 9 at night. Then I took a flight from Heathrow to Newcastle. I was looking to get a little rest, actually. And no, but when you see the fans, they're so great and they're so passionate that you have to interact with them. And then you do feel like one of the lads, and they make you feel very welcoming. And it was kind of an amazing flight.
But do you realise how unique that is in British football even? Because you don't usually get owners like that, and you'll be aware of the owners that Pompey have had. So is it a real conscious effort to be different from that?
It's definitely not a conscious effort to be different, no chance. It is a conscious effort to be respectful to our fans because they're the heartbeat of the club. We're just being who we are. And when they show that passion, I don't understand. The other flip side is how you could not interact with them and talk to them and be excited about them and share time with them, because the passion is unbelievable.
Is that something about you as people, or is it American entrepreneurs are just that much more laid back than their British counterparts?
No, it's not. It's. You asked me this question last time, and it goes back to parenting. And I have 3 kids, and it's how you're raised. If you're raised with respecting people, it's just the way you are. But no, not all Americans are like that. Trust me. No, but it's not only unique to us. I mean, there's other people that are like that. But we wanted to come and be in touch with the fans. It's something we said at Guildhall from the start, that we're going to keep everybody informed and be transparent, and we will continue to be. And we just hope everybody is liking us as much all the way through.
I'm sure they are, but does it surprise you that football fans are actually taken by that? Should they be?
It is a little surprising, actually. That part is surprising. I mean, I guess I understand the history of Pompey. Nobody's unapproachable, so it's funny to me when people think that it's so rare. While it may not be the norm, it's pretty natural for us, yeah.
Now let's reiterate, because we've done this before. Questions go on about the stadium and all the rest of it. Because there's no news on the back of a paper or anywhere else, doesn't mean things aren't going on behind the scenes, does it?
Oh my God, we are working so hard on the stadium. If you just look at the cladding that's going on now, which is a tremendous amount of work, there's so much planning. What we say is that we're not going to come out and boast about the things that we're doing. You're going to see it when we do it. So absolutely, we're working on it. We're working on every facet of the organization, and the safeguarding and I mean, there's so much to do that absolutely we're working away. And if you go look at it now, the whole south stand roof is being worked on. The cladding on the side is being worked on. There's so much stuff that's going on behind the scenes that you don't see, that you will eventually see, that you this is literally laying the brick foundations for later, that 100% full forward on everything.
I'm sure you think about it in your sleep, don't you, at times?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I can turn it off once in a while. But no, it's all encompassing, and we're living this football club, absolutely.
It's important to reiterate that, because of course the question comes up all the time, and it has been answered several times, but every time we've got you, it's good to just go over that point again.
I mean, yeah, like when we sit down, you don't feed me. I don't ask for the questions ahead of time. I just sit down and fire away. So I think it's important. Again, it goes back to being transparent with the fans. Hopefully this gets out to the fans, obviously, and we can present ourselves to the club as people that are approachable, sensible. I still want to iterate that we're going to take a long-term view on the club. That success for us is over a long period of time, but it's gradually every year progressing each, slowly but surely making progression at all times.
So the other outcome is, if you get to the championship, which is still very much on the cards, it's a whole new ball game up there. Does your focus change in any way?
Well, we actually have meetings later today which will strategize on how you operate in different leagues. And yeah, it's a completely new, in a way, it's a completely different business. You're getting into a place where salaries are higher, TV is different, which will be nice. It'll have to, at least in America, we'll have 4 cameras, we'll have replays. So there's benefits to all of it. It is the championship, what we've looked at is the most difficult league to figure out, because you have a lot of people that are just throwing crazy money to try to get to the Premier League, and we're not going to do that. No. So we're going to operate in the championship. When you first get there, I think the goal is to stay there. You know, as you look at the teams that are going up and down, I think it's a 50% chance where the teams that are going up come right back down, whether it's the Prem to the championship, championship to League One. So you first go up, and like we did from League Two to League One, is stabilize. Then you kind of like rise up, then playoffs, then hopefully automatic promotion or promotion in general. But it's that steady progression is what we're looking to do.
Do you ever think about life before Portsmouth Football Club and how it went on?
But for me, my wife was a lot happier when I was home a lot. So we love it. I joke when I say that we're totally all in this club. We love everything about it. It is all consuming, but that's the nature of the beast. And it's amazing. The atmosphere over the last month of this season has been truly incredible. And besides the heart attack city, we call it, you know, again, that's the Portsmouth way. So it's been a great ride. It's our end of our second year in control. So in my opinion, we've only progressed. You know, as I look around me, we have students from the university that are helping out with the media department. You know, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes too with the city that are helping build the community. And everything is important on the pitch, obviously, but there's so many things behind the pitch that matter. So we're looking at an approach that is all encompassing from all angles. So hopefully we can rise everything up at the same time.
So do you often think how Portsmouth Football Club has changed your life? Or hasn't it?
It's totally changed my life. Well, the amazing thing is it's taken away from my love, not taken away, but my dedication to American sports has been shifted to focusing on football and understanding how all the, you know, now we were studying, and this is way into the future, and I'm not even talking about this, but how the Champions League works. And if there's the FA Cup winner automatically goes, then or goes to the Europa Cup, I think it is. And then, but if it's not one of the top 4, how that, you know, only 4 English teams can come. And then we learned that if 5 from England technically qualify, you can only go to 4, and it goes to the Austrian, which is so random, qualifier. But again, this is way in the future, but we're just learning the whole system of the game and the cups and all that. So I feel like I'm 97 to 98% there on understanding the whole football association.
Do you think that football in this country is the top from any other country?
I do, although we've watched Barcelona last night against Liverpool, and Messi was unbelievable, and his 600th goal was incredible. But Liverpool played great, so it's kind of like one of those games where the scoreboard doesn't show what kind of took place on the pitch. Because if you take away those 2 kind of messy, brilliant moments, it's really, and then Salah hits the post, it could be much closer. And Klopp talked about it after. He was very proud of the way they played. So sometimes the scoreboard doesn't reflect what happens on the pitch. But the Spanish teams can be pretty good too. Yeah. But the English, and I looked in the Champions League, the final 8, 4 were English, semifinals 2 were English, finals we'll see. But certainly the top level clubs, the English, the Prem has become a place where, you know, the world-class players are there.
And you have watched football across the world, haven't you?
Yeah, you need to, I think, to understand whatever level we're at and whatever level you want to be on, you need to watch the game as a whole. And in America, they showed the Premier League in the morning, and they showed the Bundesliga as well. And then we have MLS as well. But it's all, for me, it's all about the Premier League. But most importantly, it's all about Pompey. We watch on iFollow, where I live in New York, at 10 a.m. So when they have the early games on Sky, you know, we're getting up at 4:30 in the morning and stuff like that to watch. So
you've got young daughters. What do they make of it all?
I don't think they understand yet, to be honest. They're young enough where they know it affects my mood, so that matters to them. My rituals, I take my middle child to piano at 9 to 9:30. Then I give her my iPad and just throw her in the corner, and I watch the game and like totally lock in. And then if they score, she knows I'm happy. And one time I was sitting there and we conceded a late goal and I threw my newspaper up and she didn't know what to make of it.
But I wonder where this relatively new obsession has actually come from.
Yeah, but they get it. You know, I tell them, we talk about it. They came out to, what game did they, I brought them out here. They've kind of seen the fans go nuts, and so they're getting old enough to understand it. I mean, of course, I dress them in Pompey stuff and in blue and all that. So, you know, hopefully one day they'll be running the club one day.
Finally, do you believe in destiny? Do you think this was written in the stars?
Which part?
You're purchasing a football club that was needing the financial assistance.
I think you create your own destiny, but there is some kind of element where it was written in the stars. But the story's going to be a long, long story. It's not a short story. It's a Dickens novel. So we have a long way to go. We're in the second chapter. It's the second year, so we're in the second chapter.
And again, it'll make a nice film one day.
It could be an incredible film. Hopefully with a happy ending too.
An epic.
An epic, exactly. A trilogy, like the Avengers.
Eric, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And good luck to everybody on the end of our season.